Hey, I'm Shane and I'm an aspirational coach. I believe that you can overcome your adversities and become who you truly are through them. My journey all started when I ended up raising a child that wasn't mine for 4 years. That was probably the one time in my life that I hit emotional rock bottom. I believe that in that moment, I had no idea how to even understand what had happened to me. All I could think about is what everyone else thought, like what my family thought, or my grandma thought, and she passed away thinking she had her first grandchild. What my mother thought, that she was right, because she was the one that told me to get the DNA test from the get-go, and I ignored her. After understanding all that, it was hard for me to even tell anybody, let alone accept it for myself. It took me about 8 to 10 months. In that time, I found out what I was truly feeling, and what I was truly feeling was that I was fed up. I was mad. I was pissed off that I had no control over my life and I wasn't taking responsibility for anything. That I was letting life take control of me. And at that point, I said, I can't do this anymore. I need a change. And I started to look for it. I started to watch YouTube videos. Tony Robbins is one of my true heroes. I remember one day that changed my life, that got me down the road, was I was watching basketball. One of my favorite basketball players is Stephen Curry. And to me, he feels like the true underdog, you know, like pretty much being the best, but having to work so hard in a sport that's sort of against him. Whereas tall players just get natural talent, he has to go through perseverance, grit, in order to cultivate who he was, who he became. And I saw him talk to a life coach. And right at that moment, I was like, what's this life coach about? What is a life coach? And I started looking it up. And I looked up all the life coaches in my area, and I found one that had great reviews. I called him and I said, I have no idea what you do. I don't know who you are, but something's telling me to try you out. I was thinking that maybe they're just a goal setter. I need some focus in my life. I need someone to hold me accountable. I need to find responsibility. Maybe someone can help me with that. So I went. And when I went, pretty much at the end of the meeting, I had no idea what happened. I was like, huh? What is this? But the first thing I did when I got home, since I was living with my mother, I talked to her. And it just like all poured out. It was probably the first time I ever saw life through my heart instead of through my eyes. And I believe that sometimes our sight blinds us. And in that one day, in that one moment, I was able to reconcile with my mother, truly forgive her, and felt like I was able to tell her truthfully that I loved her and give her a hug. I remember she always tried to hug me and it felt empty, it felt cold. But at that moment I felt really warm and I started crying. After that, man, I don't know what happened to me. I was euphoric. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what can I do next? Like, I want to change the world. I want to change my entire family. I want to be able to at least change myself in their eyes. I want to be able to connect with them. Now that I can feel instead of just see. I want to be able to help people get to that point, and that's what I want. What I learned is that through adversity, you can grow from it and become who you truly are instead of holding yourself back in life and getting in your own way. So if any of you are going through adversity right now and you need a helping hand, you can get in contact with me. My Instagram is shane.rocha. My YouTube channel is Shane Rocha. And I want to help you become what you want to become.